Jeremy Corbyn's new political venture, provisionally called Your Party, has already begun unsettling Labour's electoral calculus. But behind the headlines about Gaza, grassroots mobilisation and online sign-ups, a quieter and potentially more consequential development is underway: the attempt to draw Unite, the union, away from Labour both financially and ideologically. Were that to succeed, the implications would be seismic. Unite is Labour's biggest single financial backer, and in the 3 months following Labour's general election victory in 2024, it gave over £600,000 to left-leaning Labour MPs. But this funding is not unconditional. Recent internal disputes, most notably Unite's furious response to the government's refusal to back striking bin workers in Birmingham, have laid bare the union's growing disenchantment, and the suspension of Angela Rayner, or her pre-emptive resignation from Unite, depending on whose version one accepts, is emblematic of the rift. Corbyn's allies are lobbying hard to exploit that rift, and their proposition is simple: Starmer's Labour no longer represents the workers that Unite exists to defend. And why bankroll a party that disregards industrial action, retreats on social security, and echoes Reform UK in its rhetoric on migration and protest? The argument, sharpened by Gaza and domestic austerity, is that Unite should fund a party that speaks with moral clarity and class allegiance, namely Your Party. Yet this is far from a done deal. Unite's internal leadership remains divided, and while it has supported some Labour MPs on the left, including Ian Lavery and Rebecca Long-Bailey, it has not yet endorsed Sultana, a curious omission given her prominence in Corbyn's new project. Moreover, the union's rules conference, where disaffiliation could formally be proposed, will not occur until 2027, and until then any funding for Your Party would need to come through informal or regional channels, hardly insignificant, but insufficient to mount a national campaign. Still, even without full disaffiliation, a shift of tone and sympathy from Unite could reshape the terrain. It might embolden councillors and MPs to defect, as Grace Lewis has already done in Coventry. It might legitimise the new party in working-class areas where union affiliation still holds moral weight. The implications for Labour are stark. The party faces attack from both flanks: Reform on the right and Your Party on the left, and the latter may be less cohesive, less professional, and at present less electable, but it has ideological momentum, the Gaza issue as a totem, and the possibility of trade union muscle behind it. The electorate is more volatile than ever. In 2024, the Tories discovered that safe seats are a mirage. In 2029, Labour may suffer the same fate. And it's not only Labour that should worry. Nigel Farage's Reform UK sees opportunity in a splintered left, but polling shows many Reform voters prefer Corbyn to Starmer. A disciplined left populist movement could even claw back some anti-establishment voters who defected to the right. This is why the structure, leadership and professionalism of Your Party matter. At present, that structure is unclear. The botched launch, Sultana announcing joint leadership without Corbyn's assent, suggests fragility, but open debate is also the point. Corbyn wants a grassroots-led, member-run party. Whether that idealism can survive factionalism remains to be seen. History warns us that leftist parties often collapse not from external attack but internal purism. The real question is whether Corbyn can do what Farage did: discipline his movement, define his red lines, and broaden his appeal. Unite's role is crucial. Its support could give the party not only funds but also credibility, boots on the ground, and a direct line to Britain's discontented working class. But that support depends on Corbyn offering not just ideological purity, but strategic clarity, something his political career has too often lacked. If he succeeds, Labour will bleed. If he fails, Starmer's centrism may be secure. For now, both parties should be very afraid.